The 7 Laws of Mental Mastery. There is more practical information available today on how to achieve success in any field than there has ever been at any time. Yet, only 5% of the population are financially independent at the end of their working lives. Fully 80% of people working today would rather be doing something else, and 84% of them, by their own admission, feel that they are working below, even far below, their potential. Only 5% feel that they are producing at their full capacity in their jobs. More people are sick, overweight, unfit and unhealthy than ever before. The United States spends more of its gross national product on health care than any other nation, and the costs are increasing. Today, we know that an enormous amount of illness and disease is caused by negative mental attitudes and unhappiness of various kinds. People actually make themselves sick and poison their relationships with the own thinking. America is a free society. All choices are open to the individual. People can do anything, be anything, go anywhere, change any pan of their lives for the better, whenever they want. Why is it then that so many people persist in their negativity and pessimism when they are free to think anything they want? Why is it that so few people are living up to their potential? The search. When I was growing up, it never occurred to me that if you wanted to be good at something, you had to study it thoroughly and Brian Tracy 35. Practice it diligently. I had the idea that things just happen. Health, happiness, peace, prosperity and high achievement just occur in the course of human destiny if you happen to be in the right place at the right time. Living with this idea, as the great majority do, puts a person under the law of accident. This law, which becomes a law to the degree to which it is accepted by default, is the governing principle for most people. In its simplest terms, it says that failing to plan is planning to fail. If you want to be a doctor, you study and practice medicine. If you want to be a good cook, you study cooking by genning cookbooks and using proven recipes. If you want to live a life full of joy, happiness and self-fulfillment, you study the happiest and most successful people you can find and then do what they do until you get the same results in your own life. This was an amazing thought to me. It seemed so simple. Surely it couldn't be as easy as that. And of course, it's not. Nothing really worthwhile is easy. It's an erroneous belief that, if a thing is right, it should be easy, like a relationship. If you have to really work at it, some people say, then there's probably something wrong with it. This kind of thinking is fatal to happiness. As I began my quest for the holy grail of the good life, I formulated 3 basic operating principles that helped me immeasurably. First, life is hard. It always has been and it always will be. It's never been any different for you or me or anyone else. The good thing is that if you accept this basic truth, life somehow becomes a little easier because you don't suffer so much from feelings of frustration and injustice. Second, everything you are or ever will be is up to you. You are where you are today because that is where you have chosen to be. You are always free to choose your actions, or inactions, and your life today is the sum total of your choices, good and bad. If you want your future to be different, you have to make better choices. Third, and perhaps most important, you can learn anything you need to learn to become anyone you want to become, to achieve anything you want to achieve. There are very few limitations and most of them are on the inside, not on the outside. If necessity is the mother of invention, then pain seems to be the father of learning. We seem to need the prod of frustration and 36 maximum achievement. Distress before we open ourselves up to new ideas and ways of doing things. This was certainly true for me in my early 20s. To move ahead, you have to both learn and unlearn a few things. You are locked in place at your current level of knowledge and skill. You can go no further with what you now know. Your future largely depends on what you learn and practice from this moment onward. I began to study success, happiness and achievement based on the preceding principles. They became the foundation upon which I built the superstructure of the system I'll be sharing with you as we go along. Each part of this book complements each other part of this book, very much as a magnificent building goes up, piece by piece, until the structure is complete in all its glory. Thought by thought, action by action, you will learn how to make your life a masterpiece. You will learn how to create something truly beautiful out of your efforts. You will learn how to take complete control of your destiny. You will learn how to accomplish more than you might have ever dreamed possible. Just don't expect it to be easy. Brick by brick. When I began to study the psychology and science of human achievement, I used myself and my own situation as the test of what was true or not. You must do the same. Listen to your inner voice. Irrespective of anything else you may have learned, or chosen to believe, simply ask, is this true for me? As you'll more fully understand in Chapter 6, superior men and women trust themselves at a deep level. They are very sensitive to whether something feels right. You should be the same. You should find that everything in this book has a good feel to it, but if it doesn't, put it aside for the time being and come back to it later when it makes more sense. Theodore Roosevelt.